they can join us, let me read the statement. Notice of this meeting was given by sending sufficient notice herewith to the Home News Tribune, the Asbury Park Press, the Jersey Journal, and the Bergen Record, following advance written notice of this meeting with the clerk administrator of each member, and posting a copy of the meeting notice on the public bulletin board of all members. I direct the secretary to enter into the minutes of this meeting, the advance written notice of this meeting and this statement. And then Ed, is there any other notification that needs to be made?
Yes, so we're still operating in compliance with the emergency meeting requirements of the DCA in the state of New Jersey. This meeting's been published on our website. We have someone in the call center in case the public wants to participate, and Glenn or Tom will alert us if that occurs. And this is a public meeting pursuant to those notices.
Do we know, is anyone on the public present?
I have not gotten any calls yet, Chair.
All right, great. All right, we'll start with a roll call, please.
Okay, Mike Sika,
Here.
Scott Fruit,
Here.
Gabrielle Saboni, Jeanette Larson,
Here.
Paul Clark is absent, Stacy Crowley is absent, Brandon Goldberg, Richard Janarone, Ernie Hodzovic,
Yeah.
Glenn Cullen.
Here.
Glenn is here?
Yes.
On the phone.
Okay, very good. Art Landesky,
Here.
Joe Zenga,
Here.
Dawn McDonald,
Here.
Mayor Heck, William Kurtz, Glenn Kurtz, Ed Christino, Joe Manzo,
Here.
Donna Setzer,
I'm here.
Jim Gotay,
Here.
Sean Kelly,
Here.
Dominic Sinelli,
Here.
Robin Rassiopi, Patty Fahey,
Here.
Mike McCormick. All right,
Robin is here. She was muted. You have Harry Delgado in for Stacy Crowley. And Christine Fisher, I believe, on the phone. So
Correct.
okay.
Anybody else we missed?
Hector Herrera is here as well.
and Hector Herrera, I'm sorry.
Hi, Amy Peroni from Acroshore is also on the call.
Okay.
All right.
So we got Jeanette, Scott, Joe, Mike. Brandon is here?
He's not here.
Not here, so we need a replacement for him.
Yeah.
You could put Christine, Hector. Harry.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Are we putting in, Bernie?
Yeah, Ed, can we move any other member up now, even if it's
Yes.
not an alternate? Or
Yes.
can we just go
Up
with,
to you, Mr. Chair.
that's fine. Christina Fisher, does that work?
Yes.
All right. So for purpose of today, Christina will vote as well. And then with that, we have, the first is the approval of the minutes. Everyone should have gotten the minutes from May 27th, which was the, is that the date of the last meeting? They're dated the 27th, unless I'm looking at the wrong.
Yeah, they're dated
May
27.
27th. Is there a motion to approve the May 27th minutes?
So moved.
Scott, is there a second?
Second.
Dawn with the second. Roll call.
Don McDonald,
Yes.
Jeanette Larson,
Yes.
Scott Fruit,
Yes.
Joe Zenga,
Yes.
Mike Sika,
Yes.
Christine Fisher,
Yes.
Ernie Hodzovic.
Yes. All right, moving on with the administrator's report.
We're doing excellent so far regarding the claims area. 2020 to date, 603,867 compared to a budget of 4,000,009 for a loss percentage of 12. 2019, 2,448,287 as against a budget of 5,388,564. Excellent again, 45%. In 2018, a total of 4,146,577 against a budget of 6,670,000. Total of 62%. Congratulations, everybody. You're doing fantastic. Investment-wise, we have 4,600,000 in a freehold savings bank. You might have noted the last one we put out was 3 weeks ago. The interest rate is down to 0.5, so that's not too good. 227,705 in Amboy Bank and 59,476 in First Constitution for total invest of 4,887,181.
So Bill, if we're looking to get other banks involved, you're currently getting about 0.5%. Is that what?
Yeah, so I checked a couple and they said that's, we don't need very much money, but I'll keep trying.
So again, if any of the towns, I know banks are always coming to me trying to get some work out of the town. If anybody's aware of anything and they're willing to offer more, direct them Bill's way, and maybe we can do a little better. Pretty soon, we're going to have to start paying them to hold our money.
Yeah, just give me a call with the bank and the officer's name, and I'll certainly be on the phone with them.
Very good, thank you. Anything else, Bill?
Nope, that's it.
All right, we will move over to Donna and Managed Care.
Good afternoon, everyone. Qualcare's reports for the month of May. Obviously, the number of bills have dropped. That's a direct relation to the past couple months of the COVID and the shutdown of the offices and the like. But anyway, there were 81 bills. All 81 of them were in network. Total charges were $105,580.20. The amount approved for payment was $22,610.99 for a savings of $82,969.21, 79% savings from charges. There were 12 injuries, 8 of them required treatment, 4 were reporting only. At the end of the report, my report is the COVID update on claims. If you have any questions on that, I would be happy to answer. We had a few that came in that were actually from the beginning of the COVID epidemic, but was not reported to us until just recently, the last couple of days. It was, they didn't realize that they had to report them in. So there's a few extra. Again, we still only had the 1 hospitalization. And if you have any questions on this report, I'll be happy to answer them, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but that would conclude my report.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Donna? Donna, can I assume based on the current numbers, and probably they'll track the same for this month and maybe a little bit into July, that there will be a savings? It's not like we're going to get a ton of appointments later in the year that's going to jump the numbers up. I mean, the savings will be what they are for this period, and then moving on, it should be like it was before COVID?
Oh, yeah, your savings have always been, if you look, let me just go back here. If you look even through 2018, 2019, you know, you've always been higher than 50%, 65% has been the average for the year. And I mean, we're still at 63%. So these savings, as long as we keep driving into the network, that's where you're going to see your highest savings.
All right.
The total amount of charges obviously are very low, and the number of bills, because we haven't had or seen any surgeries performed, these numbers will start to go up as now the surgery centers have reopened and the elective surgeries have been able to start getting performed. And as the offices are opening and it's not just all telemed, people are getting back to work full time, we'll see this start to go up.
Great. Safety and loss control. Glenn, what do you got for us?
Yes, Chair, in the packets were the new claim reports for the past month, as well as claims we've closed off the system. Workers' comp recoveries to date are $4,007,0742. General liability recoveries of $8,271,146. I've also included in the packet a copy of the EAP brochure. Those of you who are participating in the JIF's EAP program, this is a new one that hasn't been circulated for a while. We have gotten a couple calls regarding some utilization with respects to this COVID crisis, as well as the unrest that's been going on. So please circulate that. If you need a clean copy, I'll be more than happy to email it out to you. Also, with respects to the claim activity, as you reopen, just to make everybody aware, I've seen a few little ticky-tack claims come in for sprains and strains for people who've been sitting around for 3 months. You may want to consider 5 minutes in the morning regarding exercise or some kind of stretching activity, because these claims are going to flare up moving forward in that degree. Other than that, I have Mr. Gote here, who would like to give you an update as to where they're at and what's new.
Yes, good morning. As far as the right to know surveys, we've been able to, by multiplying the number of people that we have going to each location, we've been able to get most of the documentation that we needed in order to complete the documents in a timely manner by July 15th. That deadline was never lifted. As of right now, just to give you an update, Borough Jamesburg is complete. They got the survey completed. They have all their books. Everything else is in place. Borough South Plainfield, we submitted the documentation to the Department of Health on June 23rd. We're scheduled to visit South River on the 25th and Spotswood on the 25th, and June 26th, we're going to visit Borough Milltown to make the actual submittal to the Department of Health. In addition, we're going to be conducting site inspections where we still haven't been able to get in to do what's needed in order to submit the documentation to the Township of South Brunswick on June 29th and the New Brunswick Parking Authority on July 2nd. So those people, we're going to have to really rush to try to get their documentation into the state. The books will follow. Our plan is everybody's going to get new books. So what you can do with the existing documentation, once we give you all new books, is archive them or whatever. But like this, we minimize the exposure to your people from anything that's been there prior, and you'll be able to circulate new books for each facility that you have in place. We'll be doing that this year, next year at the least, just for the sake of caution and safety. We haven't heard back from many people on the questionnaire that we sent out as far as the training, but from the information that we've picked up in speaking with your personnel when we've been there for the right to know surveys, it does not appear that there seems to be a significant interest in having people from various locations visit your sites. If that is not how you feel, please let us know, because as of right now, we haven't heard that too many people are interested in having employees from other towns coming to your town to get training. The training also, there's been no enthusiasm so far for any online training. So what we have in mind is to follow the governor's guidelines for minimum occupancy numbers and whatever, keep the numbers reasonable, practice social distancing. We will be taking temperatures, and we plan on getting out and starting. And what we're going to do is modify. I'll have to go through this with Glenn a little bit. Things are happening on a pretty fast basis here, but our objective is to begin with PPE training, hazard communications, which is required, the bloodborne pathogens, respiratory protection awareness, outdoor work safety and fall protection. That seems to be the thing that the employees that we've talked to, the supervisors and whatever from the various locations, as we've done the right to know surveys, this is what they've come back to us with. So Glenn, we're going to have to revise our schedule a little bit. I'll go through that with you. And again, we're going to need to get locations at each client that will allow us to do the training in a safe manner. In case you haven't heard, just prior to the meeting, the governors of New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut have announced that anyone that's coming from a hotspot must quarantine for 14 days. So before they come into our area. So this COVID thing is not going away. And the precautions that we're taking are in line with what they're suggesting as being safe for everyone. Does anyone have any questions or any comments?
All right.
Okay.
None. Thank you very
That is
much.
all. Thank you. Thank you.
Anything else, Glenn?
That's it for now, Chair. Well, yeah, I could bring the, in the packets were additional handouts with respects to the COVID and as far as the resuming business toolkit, the COVID minimize the risk, a handout with respects to paid sick and family leave, and guidance on cleaning and disinfecting. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to either the JIF office or Mr. Gote in that regard.
And if you haven't looked at them, there's some good information in those packets. So you should certainly take a look at that, especially the resuming business toolkit. It may give you some ideas of things you've not thought of that might be a problem. So please take a look at those. They are in the packet. They were emailed to everyone. Moving on to the finance report. Joe, what do you got? That was emailed.
Thank you.
By the way.
It was emailed this morning. I finished it up last night. To coincide with what Glenn has said or Bill has said in terms of claims, based on the claims that I've funded so far this year, for 2020 claims on a $4.9 million budget, we've only funded claims of $152,000, and we're halfway through the year.
Wow.
So we should all expect refunds back, right, Bill?
Yeah, well, either that or you can bet your premium not going to go up next year.
So
Down.
I want to ask Bill and Glenn a question. You know, I mean, I don't work for the towns anymore, but what do you expect might happen for reserves for the 2020 year for COVID-related workers' comp and or liabilities when the actuary gets around to doing the 2020 year? You can answer that question at the end, but so that's the budget. And in terms of the receivables, we didn't receive any premiums or any assessment money at all since our last meeting. So I attached the same report. I just changed the month to say June instead of May. But I didn't get any copies of any bills from Glenn or receipts from Glenn. So the two reports are exactly the same. So not much activity going on. Interest rates are abysmal, but we're not spending very much money either.
All right. Any questions for Joe? All right, hearing none, we will move into the closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
Motion.
Who was it? Who moved?
Mike Sika moved and Jeanette, I think, seconded.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don McDonald?
Is there a motion to approve the reserves?
So moved.
Was that Dawn?
Yes.
All right, second?
Second.
Scott?
Scott? Yeah.
Don McDonald?
Yes.
Nell Larison?
Yes.
Scott Fruit?
Yes.
Joe Zenga?
Yes.
Mike Stika? Christine Fisher?
Yes.
Tony Hazovic?
Yes. Moving on to old business. Does anyone have any old business they wish to discuss? All right, seeing or hearing none, we will move on to new business. And before anyone else, if you have anything, typically we miss a summer meeting This may be a good time to miss the July meeting. I don't know if we'll be coming back in August live or if there's.
I had a chair, I've spoken with Ed and he suggests because our conference room, as long as we're having still the social distancing issues, was perhaps have Mr. Gote take a look at the conference room and devise a plan for moving forward and reopening, whether or not we go forward with a partial Zoom meeting and several in the meeting room or not. But we should at least develop a plan or a guideline to start getting back to some sense of normalcy.
Yeah, I agree. There's no sense rushing into it,
No.
but we can, and this is working for now. So if we'll cancel the July meeting and then we'll wait till see what August brings. I suspect it will be a Zoom call as well, but it gives us a little bit of time. Is there, I guess, Ed, we need a motion to do this, to cancel the July meeting?
You will. I also want you to be able to authorize the bills by email, so if you can.
Yeah.
Motion.
All right, so.
Then maybe on vacation in August, but if it's a Zoom meeting, he can attend.
It'll be a motion to cancel the July meeting and permit the approval of the bill list by email. Can we do that in one
Yes.
motion?
Yes, you can.
All right, is
So
anyone?
moved.
Scott?
Scott,
Yes.
Is there a second? Anybody wants? All right, Dawn?
want to get a line?
1 second, okay. Don McDonald,
Yes.
Annette Larson,
Yes.
Scott Pruitt,
Yes.
Joe Zenga,
Yes.
Mike Sika, Christine Fisher, Ernie
Yes.
Hudson.
And yes.
Yes, and for August, depending on where the governor's at on everything, we may partially come back. I may go into the meeting room, yourself, maybe Mr. Chair, and, that way if the public shows up, we'll be there for them, but I doubt it.
All right.
We would certainly ask the representatives to stay out until the crisis is over, but we'll have to see how these guidelines go.
And if we ever are able to go back, the issue with the food service buffet style may not work.
Not at all.
Yeah,
So we may need to rethink that as well. But
Exactly.
anybody else have new business to discuss?
I have a question, Bernie. So what
Sure.
about the process to update our records and representation?
We just need a letter from Mitch over there appointing you as the commissioner.
Okay.
All right.
Email would suffice to you?
Yes,
Okay.
Anything else? Any other new business? All right. Seeing none, we will move on to audience comments. Is there anyone who would like to speak at this time?
I don't believe any public signed in. Is that correct, Glenn?
yes, nobody has signed it.
All right. Seeing none, we will move on to the bill list. I think we all have a copy of that. Is there a motion to approve the bill list?
Motion.
Second.
Was it
was that Jeanette moved?
Jeanette and Scott, I think?
Yes.
Okay. Don McDonald,
Yes.
Annette Larson,
Yes.
Scott Pruitt,
Yes.
Joe Zenga,
Yes.
Mike Sika, Christine Fisher,
Yes.
Ernie Hudson.
Yes. All right.
Bill, I will be putting the checks in the mail when I get to the post office this afternoon.
Okay, all right. Is Donna still there?
She's muted or something.
I'm here.
Okay, would you give me a call later? I might have something for you in Florida if you go down there.
Oh, yes, I will.
But you
Okay.
can't, when you come back, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we were first thinking about driving, they said you're going to be stopped in every state you go into,
Oh, wow.
And when you get back to New Jersey, you'll be in quarantine for 14 days. So it's-
I could do that.
yeah.
And where do you stop, Bill, in every state?
No. When we hit it, we were allowed to go right through. But prior to that, maybe 3 weeks before, they said you're going to be stopped.
Hmm.
But no, we were able to drive right up. I rented a 6-passenger van. You know how much it cost for 3 days? $90. It would have cost me $800 to fly.
All right, anybody have anything else? None. Relative to a motion to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you very much.